This game is, without a doubt, the biggest Spider-Man release in years. It's the first of the hero's games since Spider-Man Homecoming reminded us what a good Spider-Man movie could look like. With Insomniac in charge of development, they are also the most notable development house to have made a Spider-Man game to date. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about this latest iteration of Spider-Man's video game series. That said, I heard something interesting while waiting in line to pick up my copy of Spider-Man. There was a guy in front of me, real excited about being the first person in the store to get a copy. He said this is the first time in a while in which a Spider-Man game was made by a developer who cares. Ooh, fancy. They give you 6 save slots. What luxury. Now, when it comes to previous Spider-Man games, I'm obviously not going to care much about, like, the iOS and Android games released by Gameloft. But when it comes to the ones released by Beanox, I find claiming that they don't care is a bit of a harsh statement. Consider their development history. In the course of 5 years, they released 4 Spider-Man games for Activision. They pumped out a lot of games in a very short amount of time, as per deadlines provided to them by their publisher. It's easy to wonder what kind of Spider-Man games they could have made if they had had more time to make them. But for now, that's enough with the past. It's time to check out Marvel's Spider-Man by Insomniac Games. Am I feeling amazing? Or am I feeling spectacular? Or am I just the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? I'm okay with amazing. Let's turn the subtitles on. You know, I would imagine more games should have like that kind of little menu at the beginning of every game. That way you don't have to wait through the first cinematic before you're allowed to turn on subtitles. Alright, so it looks like we're kind of going to be going through a similar thing that the movie did, in which we're kind of skipping the origin story for Spider-Man and going directly to Spider-Man Crime Fighter, which worked very well for Homecoming. Whoever does the article titles on these newspapers really puts in the time and effort to make sure the titles are really meaningful. Ah, toast. Everybody's favorite crime-fighting meal. That's a nice touch. The idea of, like, his mask, like, inverts itself from wash. Peter Parker, the poorest of the superheroes.
Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
Now, when is it going to... yeah, there we go. I was waiting for the point in time where I was going to just where I was going to actually let you take control.
Take him down yet?
No. We're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
He's been waiting 8 years for this? How old is the, I'm leaving the missionary. Where's the missionary? Oh, it's over there. Ah. Okay, the web controls, while generally forgiving, whoa.
Hello?
Parker, where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise. Better wrap this up quick than get to my real job.
While the controls are forgiving, there's definitely a lot of finesse to it. There's a lot I could be doing.
Looks like Yuri called in the cavalry.
Although this vision of New York is quite grand.
We need more backup! 1032, Times Square. Officers under fire.
Officers under fire. Call of Duty protagonists are attacking. Oh, snap. All right.
Guys, who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm?
And now the Batman begins.
Gotta warn you.
No, I need a Batman harder.
Next customer.
Although the thing is, with Spider-Man, it makes more sense that he's like when Batman's doing his thing and he's like bouncing from one guy to another.
Somebody just shoot him!
He kind of like, especially when he's jumping from.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done.
Especially when he's like trying to like hit somebody from across the
Be there
room.
soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face when you slap the cuffs on him.
Like he just flies from one side of the screen to the other, and like he has to get there fast enough to maintain the combo, but at the same time it just kind of gets ridiculous towards those bigger battles with a whole bunch of people. Whereas like Spider-Man's comic style makes a lot more sense that he would be bouncing around all over the place, especially since he's not meant to be the Juggernaut. Whereas Batman is meant to be essentially the guy who uses more force to solve a problem, despite his lack of powers.
Get more backup. And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes. Today's the day, Willie. What's up? Hey, where
Oh
you
no, it's a Fortnite protagonist.
Dead. I'll clear a path. Follow me.
Get out of here, Spider-Man. We've got this.
Uh-huh. Do more damage when you have focus. Increase your combo count to
Sorry
gain
to break it
focus
to you,
faster.
but you do not got this, buddy.
What's Spider-Man doing here? He's gonna mess everything up.
Oh, thanks for the confidence boost, guys.
Get him!
I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace.
Come on, guys. Let's finish this. Wreck it.
Is it a hostile workplace because there's a high chance that you might get shot? Or because you might get beaten up by Spider-Man? Because technically these guys work for Fisk, so this is their own office environment. Alright, anybody else stand? Nope, there's you. Alright, use focus to heal. The more focus you have, the more you will heal. Alright, groovy.
Down, down, down.
Gotta take those shooters out.
But yeah, definitely a lot of dodging, and it doesn't seem like he has a counter button yet. Although I believe you're able to level up your skills in order to get more moves and such.
Come on.
So maybe eventually Spider-Man gets the ability to counter
Shut the elevators
attacks.
down. Take the stairs.
I prefer a more direct approach.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors and hoping nobody turns on the elevators.
Our choppers are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
And he's hitting us with everything he's got.
Yeah, groovy.
I have to find him and end this.
Not yet. We just picked up chatter. They're wiping all their data servers. We need that evidence if we want to put him away for good.
Is it
Okay,
data
so
or is
room
it
it is.
data? No room
Alpha
to
May.
run in here.
Better answer. Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay. Love
Love you too.
A little bit closer to the classic image of May. Not quite the homecoming version.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. What does this do? Ah. Ah, groovy. That's cool. What am I... There's the server room. You'd think that would be enough. Just getting, like, punched vertically into the air and then fall on your back. Focus can be used to perform a instant finishing move.
Hold him so he can't jump.
How exactly do you think this ends well for you?
Open wide.
I would imagine that would be more useful in bigger crowds.
I'll shut your mouth.
On to the next one. Regret your life choices yet?
And also, I guess that is pretty useful. I wasn't getting exactly hit that often,
Find
so
that server room before there's no evidence left.
I wonder if it's in that room marked server room.
If I go in this way, they'll destroy all the evidence. I should look for a sneaky way
Mwah.
in. There we go. Huh. It's like my own private ventrance. Fisk may be a dirty criminal, but he has remarkably clean air vents.
That is very suspicious. Are they sending people up to clean out the air vents?
They're so cute when they're oblivious.
Halfway there. Need another minute or two. Think the cops know where we are? Don't worry about out there. Worry about you.
Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
Spider-Man! Don't let him near the console!
Like, there was a guy right in front of him. It's like he didn't even care.
Warning. Full deletion imminent.
Now,
Colin, the system's still purging.
I thought the IT guys at my last job.
what's interesting about this is, now that I think about it, is like you look at Insomniac's strengths. Like they made Ratchet and Clank, they made Resistance, they made Sunset,
Before everything's gone.
Sunset Overdrive, and all of these games generally had like a wide variety of weapons to
You guys forgot
use.
the latest kernel patch.
Hiding so. Cowardly. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history.
After all these years, you're still just an ignorant child.
True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
Damn you. Keep that door down.
Damn you.
Get past him.
Destroy everything.
Ah, alright.
Look around you. I did this. What have you ever done that mattered?
Well, there was that time I took down a pompous, overstuffed crime lord before breakfast.
Without me, the scum I kept in check will run rampant. It'll be your fault.
Been a long, tough road, Fisk.
So basically,
Almost sad to see it
he
end.
drains the
Mere
swamp.
prelude.
We'll get ready for
Ah.
the main event.
I have no idea what that guy was doing, other than let me punch his buddy over and over again with my fists.
Yuri, an explosion just...
I saw it. Fisk could have the whole place wired. I'm sending in a bomb unit.
I'll make sure no one gets in their way.
Ah. Oh, alright. That's cool.
It's clear. Move up.
Ah, the police have shown
Hey
up.
guys,
Right in
this bomb's a
time.
part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
Okay. Sounds like a good plan. I don't exactly know how much of this universe Spider-Man has
Everyone clear out! Evacuate the
it
building!
has training towards bomb disposal.
I heard more people back that way.
I'll find them.
Spider-Man! We can't move! We're pinned down!
I'll lift it. When you're free, get out fast. If you can walk, help the injured. Got it?
Only by button mashing can you truly save the innocents.
Thank you! He did it! Let's go!
Okay, Willie. Coming your way.
Spider-Man, it's Yuri.
How we doing, Captain?
Could be better. Our choppers took a beating. We just had to ground our last one. If Fisk calls in a chopper, we have no one to stop it from landing.
And no one to chase him if he flies away.
Why do I get
Yeah,
the feeling
okay.
that's what he was planning all along?
Because he probably was.
He was planning on throwing a whole bunch of henchmen at the problem. And then getting away.
Yuri, get EMTs up here, fast!
We're trying.
Like, his henchmen are really loyal, despite the fact that they're kind of thrown under the bus here. And they wear identical purple
That's enough out of you.
shirts.
More rockets? It's a little excessive, don't you think?
Ah. Ah.
What?
Alright, well,
National Rocket Day or something?
yes, it is in fact National Rocket Day. Yes, the slow-moving projectile will stop the Spider-Man. You'll enjoy nothing. Who's shooting at me? Oh, there's a rocket guy. Oh, these are homing rockets. I didn't even notice that. Oh no, I've been hit by a rocket. Truly, I was asleep at the wheel for allowing that rocket to hit me. No parkour in that direction. Ah, Peter Parker parkours.
Settle down. I've got enough for everybody.
Ah.
Come on, hit him! Okay, room is clear. Bomb squad must be somewhere ahead. Hope they're okay.
That was a decent boost. Not enough to counter a rocket to the face, but good enough.
You guys all right?
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Heads up, boss.
Oh no! They're working for Fisk! One of these types of games.
Oh no, I'll never get that image out of my head. So your plan didn't work. On to plan B, getting kicked in the face.
It's a good thing it takes them so long to line up their shot, and they just don't start shooting aimlessly. And hope, like, at least a few of the bullets hit.
Hey Yuri, looks like some of your guys were on Fisk's payroll. Good news is, they were Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down, now.
With pleasure.
You know, this grand hall entrance to Fisk's office is quite opulent. Like, what is the purpose of walking through this hall except saying, you know, that Fisk guy, he's pretty awesome. Like, was there actually a desk anywhere in this meant to greet people? Or is this the kind of building where, like, if you're in front of Fisk's office and things are not on fire, you're there because you're supposed to be there? That's probably it. Fisk has a strangely, has Fisk always had an interest in Japanese culture?
Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Get the chopper ready. I won't be long. I'm surprised you made it this far. But your foolishness ends now.
Oh, okay.
You do know I can still see you, right?
8 years of this insolence.
Oh, okay. He's got giant robot guns.
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have. Gotta wait for an opening. It's reloading.
Eh.
Okay, now.
Ah. Truly, that was the best plan that he could have come up with. Instead of just, say, place bombs or something. Or just leave.
How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem angry.
How have I been so defeated?
Take your best shot.
Ah.
That gave me an opening.
Time to end this!
You asked for it.
Yeah, he's got quite the backhand, that Fisk. But it's clear that Spider-Man can't
Take your best shot.
knock him up into the air. Ah! I knew that room of opulence was going to be useful for something.
I was gonna say the same to you.
You know what to do, man!
Surrounded.
Everyone engage! You fools! You're trained to fight, so fight! I don't want excuses! No! I can handle myself! Imbeciles! Where are the reinforcements?
Yeah. This is getting tricky now. That.
You're out of your depth, boy!
Not this time.
You're not. You're probably not wrong. Ah, damn it.
Something I said. You're losing, Willie.
I haven't even started trying!
Ah. It's a good thing those guys outside the building aren't doing anything, because then I'd really be in trouble. Ah! Okay, that's a nice twist. What the world really needs. More quick-time events. But then I guess that's the price you pay for a more cinematic experience. But now Fisk is dealt with and behind bars in less than an hour. Barely even 30 minutes.
Finally off to Rikers, huh? You know, I think you've got more enemies in there than I do.
If you think this will be more than a minor inconvenience...
Whoop, gotta go. Hey, good luck, Willie. I have a feeling you're gonna need it.
Idiot! I'm the one who kept order in this city!
Also, I'm surprised Spider-Man even had time to
You wish you had me back!
even say that little remark,
Kingpin is heading to prison.
considering he's supposed to meet up with
We should celebrate.
his job and anime. Ooh, level up. Health, very useful. Okay, now the skill tree. Let's go take a look at it, see what's going on. There is a lot. Innovator. Hold triangle to grab and throw webs and electrified enemies. They can be tossed into other enemies or walls. That seems like it's pretty useful. I think I could have used that a lot in the... Press circle just as your spider sense turns blue to counter enemies with a web shot to the face. Okay. So now you have your parry, and then web sling, hold square while in the air to swing kick enemies and send them flying. I will try this one. I will also probably be terrible at it, but that is merely the price I pay. Thank you for watching. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of those links a try? Got some questions or comments, you can comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. In the meantime, so long, folks.